And I think we are back, everyone.
Yes.
And sorry about that. Somehow that stream had to be restarted, apparently. And thank you, some of you that stayed. Apparently, a lot of people dropped by that. So, but yeah, we're going to go into the next game right away. So catch up with your friends again if you have anyone that left because of that slight crash thing. I don't know what that was, but. We're going to start off here with Avekatten versus CupCake, another PvC, of course, as the Danish scene is primarily Protoss and Zerg players. And we're going to hit the watch button. So if you know any Terrans also, you could point them in the direction of us, and they will...
They do need to see the light. I cannot be the only Danish guy on this scene playing Terran, besides Bunny, Phalo,
and Hesla.
Yeah.
And Kira in 2nd Division, and Svan in 2nd Division, but they're in 2nd Division. So we just cross our fingers and hope they are going to advance to the Super Division in the next season. But we will, of course, start out here with our 2 players. And in the top right-hand corner, we have one more Copenhagen Wolves player, and it is Avekatten.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, with a probe on its way to some kind of camping, it is CupCake. I just saw right off the start when we saw this, he just moved out, so I know this is going to be a great game already. I got my popcorns ready, gonna get some cheese ready as well. I'm gonna get my fondue ready because this will be a lot of cheese.
Yep. Oh, and he gets into the main base unspotted, and here we go. First pylon down. Well played, CupCake. Never
CupCake, I love you.
Us.
I love you, CupCake. I can't stretch it enough. For the first time, we do not see a macro game tonight. In some way,
I
I
argue that Vium's game on Neo Planet was not a macro game as it was only 10 minutes long. But here we go. First gateway has been planted, and Avekatten still sits unaware of this. He needs to spot this soon, otherwise it will kill him easily. And yeah, the drone moves out. Oh, it's moving to the right. He builds the spawning pool. Luckily for him, he did not go for expansion first. Whoa, and he usually does
really lucky. That is really, really, really lucky. Also, the spawning pool, I don't know if it will grant vision of the two gates. I'm not sure. But this is going to be awesome. I really love this already.
And here we go with the expansion drone, moving down to the natural.
Yeah, we got the first observer almost at the natural. We'll scout there's nothing there. So it will go into the main base and see nothing is there as well. But it's going to be so late. And he saved up all his chrono. Yep, all his chrono is going into these zealots now. So this will be a lot of damage still.
Yeah, and then we see the spawning pool finishing up right here, but there's only one lava to spend, and it still doesn't spot the gateways. CupCake is going to get out 2 of 3 zealots here before he actually is going to show them. But Avekatten is only getting up a queen, and he's now moving in with the Overlord to spot what is going on in the main base, but he does not know anything yet. He spots the Nexus in the main base, and now he's going to be a lot of trouble as the 2 first zealots move into the mineral line and pull every single one of those drones away.
A lot of mining time denied. I would say tell him here to go for the spawning pool, start pounding on it, so he forces his opponents to do something else than dancing. Right now he's just losing time. He's going to pop out Queen, he's going to get the spore crawler out. He's just denying a lot of mining time, which is of course his purpose with this build, of course.
Yeah, I don't see Avekatten staying in this for much longer because CupCake has such a great zealot count already, and he keeps on chrono boosting and building them here behind this, and the drones are going to be sliced into half. Avekatten is in so much trouble right now. Lost 11 workers already, down to 6 compared to the 9 of CupCake. And yeah,
great micro saving the 2 health pointed zealot.
Yeah, now he's going to go for the spawning pool here. And
GG.
GG. Well played, CupCake.
I'm sorry, Avekatten. I do not praise this kind of style. And CupCake, I do love you for setting up my fondue evening here. Thank you a lot for that.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a lot to talk about in that game. You know, basically, Avekatten did not expect any proxy base thing. We rarely see that as well, so that caught him off guard and he didn't really think of scouting. He just does the same thing over and over again, and CupCake read into that and countered it with something that was not regular at all, and then he smashed his face with a
I would say this game went on for way too long, because if it built it the hatchery first, this game would have...
Yellow. I think we lost Nopziiemoo or something like that right there. Yellow, Nopziiemoo. Oh god. Oh god. Hello. Yes, okay, there seems to be some sort of issue with this Skype call apparently, and we're just going to take a 60-second commercial break here while we get that sorted out and find the next replay, of course. So stay tuned, and we, of course, right back with the second game, so stay tuned. And the commercial break is over, but at the moment we're having a slight error here with our second caster, Nopziiemoo. He is currently offline on everything, so his internet may just have crashed here, and I don't know if he's going to be back anytime soon. I'm just going to give him one more minute or so before we are just going to start this, as it is getting quite late. And this is, of course, the potential last game of the evening in this series, as CupCake is currently leading 1-0 versus his Wolves opponent, Avekatten, here. And yeah, I'm just going to sit here and wait a little bit. But in the first game, I really liked what CupCake did. He took out a bunny from his hat and showed something new we never really see someone do, and it caught Avekatten off guard, and in the end that was what it took. So Avekatten down 0-1 to his opponent, so right now he needs a win in order to get back on the horse and still have a chance of leading this group he's in, because at the moment, if CupCake beats Avekatten here, he's going to lead the group with 7 points, while Avekatten is going to have 4 points. So this is going to be a hell of a match. Also, Sonder actually also with his win is going to take a leading position here, still keeping his second place after that game. But it appears Nopziiemoo is not getting back online anytime soon, unfortunately. Maybe he is. I'm just going to type him on Skype here. To find out if he's ready. Otherwise, if he does not respond in like 20 seconds, I'm just going to start the game here. That is unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Hope you're having a great night watching this game with us. And yeah. Yeah, and TNT Master pointing out that he doesn't really like me. Well, TNT, I don't really like you either, so, but I'm still here. But yeah, I guess we should just start off with this game, this potentially last game of tonight, since Nopziiemoo is not able to come back from the dead. That's unfortunate. Really sad about that. But I'm just going to hit the watch button because it is currently 5 minutes till 10, and we want to be done before midnight. So I'm starting the game here. Sorry, Nopziiemoo, but the viewers do not want to wait any longer. And Akelon Waste is our map here, Avekatten. And CupCake is going to be our contestants in this. And we are spawning right here on Akelon Waste. And in the lower right-hand corner, we have Copenhagen Wolves Avekatten. And he's, of course, playing red this time. And he is the Zerg player. And in the top left-hand corner here, we have CupCake, the devious yet delicious CupCake. He plays Protoss, and he's purple as always. And he's currently leading 1-0 against his opponent in this match, this PvC. And this is going to decide a lot in his division. If CupCake wins this, he's going to be leading his division by some points, and he should be really hard to knock down from that position, especially if he is able to take at least one map in next week's round. Of course, that being the last round before championship weekend, where we're going to find out who is going to play in that. And of course, it's going to be top 4 players from each division going forward to that and advance and get into that group play. We see CupCake again here scouting, but it is at a fairly regular time here, right after the pylon was landed down, and we see the probe getting into the main base. Again, we see here Avekatten not really scouting his main base entirely, still a spot to the left that is unscouted, but he saw no probe, and the probe is still at the natural here from Avekatten, so it's not going to be as dangerous. Also, we see Avekatten taking his precautions, moving out with the drone, and now moves it back in to get ready to build up the expansion. Also getting the spawning pool before the hatch this time, so he is going to be relatively safe. Oh, and great. We see Nopziiemoo coming back here, but we already started, unfortunately. But here we see CupCake doing a good harassy in the main base, getting some damage onto this drone. Oh, he might actually kill it. Oh, he actually gets it, but he ends up losing his own probe, so he's not going to be able to have that for scouting later on or blocking of this expansion. But he got one drone, so he might be happy, but yeah, it was not really all that worth it. In the end, both players at 16 of 16 probes and drones at the moment, and the first queen is being produced by Avekatten. And we see the wall-off being started here by CupCake with the probe now also building the floating cannon. So, yep, just a standard opening here for CupCake. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer game compared to the first one we saw in the series, but who does not expect that when you see that kind of openings from both players? And this is going to be a much more standard game, and we see Avekatten here going for third base, just like he usually does in this matchup, just to get up, yeah, of course, that the drone count, the lava, and stuff like that, the economy that he wants to accomplish in this game. And we see the first 2 circlings going to spot what CupCake is up to. CupCake currently building his cybernetics core, so it's not going to be all that much information Avekatten is going to get from this, but he's just going to make sure that the wall is up and what is going on. And we see the cybernetics core, of course. And behind this, CupCake is, like usually, going for the probes at this point, and I think he's going CupCake in this game. I think he's going to go for the quick third base, as it is quite easy to defend with the rock tower being able to be destroyed and then block off there, and then of course being tucked in nicely at free base. And then from that he might go up to Colossus tech eventually, but at the moment he's choosing the Stargate tech to go with this, of course, unitless, as we always see from Protoss players when they do this kind of opening. And it's going to be in the dark for the most time. Avekatten has not spotted anything in the main base of CupCake just yet. He hasn't even spotted the natural expansion yet. So this might actually come as a surprise for Avekatten, but here we see him moving in with the Overlord. But it's not going to spot it because the Stargate is placed behind the mineral line. So that should be able to deal some damage to his opponent. It depends on how much. and that is, of course, if he builds Phoenix, it's going to be a harassment over a longer time, but if it's an Oracle, it's going to be a bursty harassment right off the bat. But you see Phoenix coming out here from our CupCake against Avekatten, and Avekatten not spotting this just yet. He's going to move the Overlord in that position right now, so he's going to spot it. Yeah, he's now going to. So it should be fine, actually, but the Overlord is going to fall. Unfortunate for him, but here we see Avekatten still holding off on those Spore Crawlers at the moment, not building any anti-air besides his queens. He's getting one extra at the moment to spread some creep, and also to help in the defense of the air attack incoming. Also, we see a lot of drones in production here from Avekatten, so he's just powering ahead at this point to get that drone count. Also, we see the first Spore Crawlers getting up here and the Roach Warren in order to defend from the ground as well with whatever units might come with this. But we see the Phoenix is killing up 2 Overlords at this point. Yep, and supply block Avekatten for just a moment, but he should be fine. And just, yeah, there an Overlord finishes. And we see the lair coming out from Avekatten at this point. So he's taking up towards what he wants to do next, which should be something like Hydras and maybe even Swarm Host at this point in order to kill his opponent or put on some pressure, as he has not done that as of yet. 4 Roaches are currently in production to help him defend against any kind of ground attack that would come with this Phoenix, but currently there are nothing coming from CupCake, and he's going for 3rd base right now with no units actually, besides 2 Sentries and a Scylla to really defend this wall off. But we see these Phoenix moving into main base. There are no Spore Crawlers within range of this Queen, so it is going to die. Bye-bye, Queen. Unfortunate and sad, and it did not get its inject off in Avekatten's main base, so he's going to be a bit starved on lava, and we see that in the production. Not in production, in the mineral count here. He's going to float at the 700. Now he's also taking a 4th base behind this, actually, so he should be able to spend that mineral, and we see he does so right there. Also getting up the Hydralisk Den and some more Roaches to put on the pressure here. 4 Roaches are currently moving into position, but this Mothership Core and these Sentries and Cells should be able to deal with it somehow without dying. Well, the units might die, but CupCake certainly should not die from this attack. He has force fields, he has cannons, and he has his robotics facility on the way, and he has more gateways and some cannons as well here at the 3rd. So he is looking good and fine and dandy at this point, and he keeps on harassing in the main base, killing off more workers than ever before with these Phoenixes, and now he pulls them back for a more defensive posture here. But he has killed 8 workers so far, of course with the probe at first, and now the Phoenix afterwards. The Mothership Core in a good position here to defend both the 3rd base and the natural. Meanwhile, Avekatten is not going to go for the pressure anyway with his Roaches. He's just going to pull back and wait for some Hydralisks that is getting the speed upgrade at this point. And now we see actually a missed transfuse going out on Roach that had full health instead of hitting the one in the air. But now he is moving across the map. CupCake, no chance of killing them with just these Phoenixes, so he needs to get up some more units. He's getting up 2 Colossus at the moment, so it's going to be really effective once he gets them, but he does not have them yet. But the range is not, or speed is not done as well yet for the Hydras, so they're not going to be there for some time here, and the speed is done for Roaches, and they are therefore able to move up and snipe the cannon's power pylon here, so good for him. The first Colossi are out here, and they are going to clean this up quite well, while Avekatten is pulling on back with these Hydras and Roaches at the moment. So a bit of a standoff here. Avekatten tries to be aggressive, but he's not able to because of the fact that these Colossus are able to come out right ahead, and we see that the infestation pit is now being thrown down by Avekatten as his 3rd base is getting saturated in the gas geysers, which is going to be able to allow him to get up the Swarm Host and upgrade the Locust. So he's able to do a bit more at this point. Also, +1 range attack is done, and the +1 armor is getting up for the Zerg player at this point. We still see that range is still not done, but it's done right there, and we see more Colossus coming out. Also, the Twilight Council is in production mostly because he wants to get the +2 upgrades at this point, because he has +1/+1, and of course he wants to continue onward. Also because he may want to have some blink play in order to defend or be aggressive against what his opponent is currently doing, getting up to that infestation pit at the moment. And he hasn't spotted it yet, but he may be able to figure it out because Sonder and Avekatten are on the same team, and I'm sure they talk a lot about the game and they practice the game a lot together, so they might be sharing strategy, and obviously Avekatten has done this in the past. Also now Avekatten is getting up a 5th base in order to, of course, get more macro going. And now we see the first few swarm host locusts moving out across the map. Not really worth it, to be honest. The only thing they are going to do is confirm for CupCake that there is swarm host out on the map here. Something I don't think players utilize enough is the fact that you can turn off auto spawn locusts from your swarm host, because we see right now that locusts are going to be spawned sporadically from several swarm hosts at once. So you see like 2 moving out now, and then 4 later, and then 6, and then 2, and then 4, and then 6, and it's not really that effective. But we see now he's trying to position them otherwise here, but yet again they're going to be sent out at not an even rate. But CupCake with his huge Protoss ball here is going to go in and deny the creep here and a lot of the locusts. Avekatten does not have the swarm host count to actually push this back, so he needs to be careful. He has some Hydralisk here, and they're going to be picked off a little bit at a time because he did not have a hold position. But how many Colossus is that? I need to know. 6 Colossus are out, and +2 is on the way, almost complete. More stocks being warped in. Blink is nearly complete to blink forward here, and this is going to be absolutely horrifying for Avekatten. He can do nothing but sit here and watch and build more roaches to defend this, but the Hydralisks are so squishy without anything to tank here, and the swarm hosts are nowhere near the amount that he needed to defend this, and he's just getting rolled over. There are no observers out. Yeah, there is observer out, but he just moved across these swarm hosts like they were not even there. Come on, kill him. Yeah, there we go. He killed them off right there. But yeah, this is looking really, really, really grim for Avekatten. He does not have the army to kill this. This is, I mean, Hydra Roach is good, but it's not that good against this type of composition without anything to deal damage or lock down the Colossus. He needs Corruptors or Vipers in order to do that, and at the moment he does not have that. So CupCake's just going to pull around here, kill some creep, and look for good angles, and Avekatten needs to defend this, but he's not going to be able to. Good Fungals go out here, but there's not going to be enough. The Colossus simply deal too much damage at this point, and it's going to be game there, and CupCake's going to take this 2-0 in the last series for tonight. So he's going to lead his group as we move in to the last round, and that's of course round 7, and it's going to be played next week. And I believe this was it. Yeah, last game of tonight, and I thank you very much for watching despite WCS being on. I know it's really tempting to watch, but I would like to thank our loyal viewers, and I hope you will stick around for round 7 as well, and of course also the championship weekend, and there will be a lot more information about that coming up in the coming weeks here, but please do remember that. And I would like to thank TNT Master for coming on and being the camera guy with short notice, and of course Nopziiemoo for coming on as well. Unfortunately, he disconnected, and
I am back.
And he's back, and we're done. So say hello and bye.
Hello and bye.
Oh, scripted. But yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you again, Nopziiemoo, for being here.